I've just been watching a video on YouTube with one gentleman actually claiming Mao was a great person. Obviously, he hasn't really done his research, and very obviously, he is working for the CCP. This is the truth I will explain now about Chairman Mao, the biggest mass murderer in the 20th century. Can you name the greatest mass murderer of the 20th century? No, it wasn't Hitler or Stalin. It was Mao Zedong. According to the Black Book of Communism, an estimated 65 million Chinese died in the result of Mao's repeated merciless attempts to create a new socialist China. Anyone who got in his way was done away with by execution, imprisonment, or forced famine. For Mao, the number one enemy was the intellectual. The so-called Great Helmsman revealed his bloodletting boasting. What's so unusual about an emperor of China dynasty? He had buried alive 460 scholars only, but we have buried alive 46,000 scholars. Mao was referring to accomplishments, major accomplishments of the Great Cultural Revolution, which is from 1966 to 1976, transformed China into a great house of fear. The most inhumane examples of Mao's contempt for human life came when he ordered the collectivization of China's agriculture under the ironic slogan, "The Great Leap Forward." A deadly combination of lies about grain production, disastrous farming methods, profitable tea plantations, for example, were turned into rice fields, and misdistribution of food produce was the worst famine in human history. Deaths from hunger reached more than 50% of some Chinese villages. The total number of dead from 1959 to 1961 was between 30 million and 40 million. That's the population of California. Only 5 years later, when he sensed the revolutionary fervor in China was warning, Mao proclaimed the Cultural Revolution. Gangs of Red Guards, young men and women between 14 and 21, roamed the cities targeting revolutionists and other enemies of the state, especially teachers. Professors were dressed up in grotesque clothes and dunce caps with their faces smeared with ink. They were then forced to get down on all fours and bark like dogs. Some were beaten to death, some were even eaten, and this was all because of Maoism. The reluctant Mao finally called the Red Army to put down the marauding Red Guards even when they began attacking Communist Party members, but not before 1 million Chinese died. I've just been watching a video on YouTube with one gentleman actually claiming Mao was a great person. Obviously, he hasn't really done his research, and very obviously, he is working for the CCP. This is the truth I will explain now about Chairman Mao, the biggest mass murderer in the 20th century.